Hey everybody, this is Chris Wengert. I'm a editor at Elite Sports. Today we're going to talk about formatting your posts because it's really important not only to make your SEO, which is search engine optimization, better, but also you want to make it enticing for your readers. You want them to want to click on your article. And to be honest, you could write the best article ever written on a given subject, but if people can't find it, it doesn't mean much. So that's what we're going to talk about today. For a lot of you, you know a lot of the basics, so just hang in there. But there are also some other things that are not so easy that can make your article SEO a lot better. So I'm going to go through it with you. With as you know, a lot of you know that I write a lot about the Rangers, so I'm just going to create an article about that. So the first thing, let's say I want to write an article on Henrik Lundqvist, who's the Ranger goaltender. 90% of the time, you want to, even though I'm going to write about a player, you are going to still start with the team name. So I'm going to do that here. So that, once again, we're talking about getting that SEO up, and that's where you're going to see down here on the little traffic stoplight. If you go through these steps in the correct fashion, by the time you're done writing your article, this should be green. So this is how you're gonna get that green SEO. So you're gonna write your team name and then whatever your subject is on your article. But if you're writing about a player, you also want to insert the player's name. So there's my title. Remember, with the titles, all the letters, even for letters or words like is, all your letters are capitalized at the beginning of the words. So here's my title. We have Rangers in the beginning. So I'm gonna go down to the bottom here, and you're going to first fill out the focus keyword right here. And just like in my title, it's most of the time going to be the team name is going to be your focus keyword. So the next thing that you want to fill out is the meta description, which is this part right here. This is what shows up if you search for, say you search for New York Rangers Henrik Lundqvist. This is what's going to show up in your search bar on your search engine. So you want to make sure it's only 2 lines. So we're going to do that here. And you always want to include the focus keyword in the description. So right here off the bat in the first sentence, I have the focus keyword, and I also have the player name in the meta description. So this, as it stands, is still a little bit short. You want the perfect length is about 2 lines. So you're going to want to make sure you fill out both lines, or at least close to both lines. So I'm going to keep going. Good. So there's my meta description. 2 lines. That's perfect. So once I have my keyword and my meta description, there are some next steps which people often forget, but it makes your article, your SEO, a lot stronger. So I'm just going to take this right off the bat. Once I'm happy with it, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to put it in the excerpt part down here. And I'm just going to paste it. Nothing, I'm not changing it at all. And I'm also going to come up to the top of my article and paste it again. So we're on our way to having this set up. Once you paste the description, just highlight it. You're going to bold it, italicize, and paragraph heading 4. So you have your description, your keywords. Now the next thing you want to do, now this is a Rangers article, so I'm going to come right down to categories, and I'm going to find the Rangers category, and I just click that. Now what that does is, not only does that tell the readers on the home page of Elite Sports what team your article pertains to, but it also will place your article in the team center. So this, by clicking Rangers, it would automatically, once we publish it, place it in the Rangers center. So far so good. We're looking good. The next thing you're going to want to do is set up your name in the picture. So that looks complicated, but it's actually not hard at all. So here's how you do it. So when Robbie first invited you to the group, he sent you a bunch of Google Docs, and that's where you're going to find your author code. So this is my Google Drive, and you're going to find where he shared with you the author codes, the short codes. You're going to click on that, and you're just simply going to go scroll down and find your name. Now, to make it easier, what I do is I've actually just taken my code, just so I don't have to go into Google Docs every time. I have just copy and pasted my code onto Notepad, so I can just easily find it there. But you find your code, which are all the red letters. You copy those, then you can get out of Google Docs. Now, you cannot just paste your code in the visual side, which is this tab right here. You need to go over to the text side. Now, what you're going to see is what you have already written. That's the description. So you're going to click at the end of the description, hit return twice, and paste. So here's what that does. So now your name and your picture. So when you start typing your article, something to make it easier. So when I actually start the writing part of the article, you're going to go back to the text side and click at the end of the description. So here's the end, or excuse me, the head of the header, which is this part. Go into the text side, find the end of where the code is, and just write the first two letters of whatever you're writing. So in this case, similar to how I have the keyword here, what greatly improves your SEO is having the keyword in the first sentence of the article. So I'm going to make my first sentence not exactly the same as the description, but something similar. So here I've written New York Rangers, which is going to be the first few words of my article. And what that does, if I click over, that puts the letters right at the top of your picture. So now that I've taken care of that on the text side, now you're good to go, and you can stay on the visual side, which is much easier to write on. So my first sentence is really the last part of setting up and formatting your article. So New York Rangers have So here's my first sentence. As you can see, so New York Rangers have had a long and rich goaltending history, and Henrik Lundqvist is no exception to that rule. As you can see, I have my focus keyword and the player that I'm discussing. Now, the reason I've included the player is because you can do something else that makes your article much more, improves the quality. So if you come back down to the bottom, we have, this is what we set up in the beginning. Now you can do something else which will improve your SEO, and you can add a second keyword. So if you see this little tab right here, here's my New York Rangers focus keyword. You can add a second one. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to add Henrik Lundqvist because he's the player I'm discussing. Now if you do that, you need to make sure that, like we've been doing, throughout this video that his name is also in the meta description, because that's going to improve your SEO. So we're looking pretty good. Title's all set. It has Lundqvist and Henrik Lundqvist and New York Rangers in the title. There's one last little secret that most people forget, and even I forget it from time to time. So on the left side of these tabs, you will see this little plugin, the add-on. So what this is these are our focus keywords. These are our, meta news keywords for Google News. So this improves your quality on Google News. So you're going to want, you can add, as it says right here, you're going to separate your focus words by commas, but you can add a maximum of 10 keywords. Now, of course, you're right off the bat, you add your focus keywords from your meta descriptions. So New York Rangers, Henrik Lundqvist. But I also discussed Mike Richter, so I could add him. Or anyone else in the article that's important that that could be searchable. So if I mention a coach, you could add the coach's name, so on and so forth. So these are the basics of setting up your post. These are just basic things that get your post ready for writing. So obviously from here, I would continue to write the article. But especially if you're doing some of the elite trending or some of the articles that are more time sensitive, having this set up can really help you time-wise. So if I'm sitting down watching a Rangers game, a lot of times I'll sit down, I'll get my header, so my name and picture already, I'll put that code into the text side, and I'll get my category set up. I'll get everything ready to go, so if someone scores or there's a big hit and I want to do a elite trending on it, I can automatically just have my template ready to go. So these are the basics. Beyond that, we can go in another video. We'll go more in depth into the actual article itself, but that's how you set up your article.